Today's guest is a man whose life could easily be turned into a movie. He has seen the darkest corners of addiction, poverty, and despair. And yet, he climbed from a basement filled with rats to the top floors of a skyscraper, leading his own successful company. This is the story of James Walker. Listen carefully, because this might just be the story that changes your life.
My name is James Walker. If you met me today, clean suit, firm handshake, confidence in every word, you'd think I was born into success. You'd assume I grew up with every opportunity, that I always knew where I was going. But that's not the truth. The truth is, I've crawled through the mud of life, through addiction, violence, and despair so deep it nearly swallowed me whole. I've stood on the edge of death, and somehow I fought my way back. This is my story. I was born in a small town in Ohio in 1985. My childhood wasn't warm, not in memory, and not in temperature. Winters were brutal, the kind of cold that seeped through walls and floors and made your bones ache. We didn't always have enough wood to heat the house. Some nights my mother wrapped me and my younger sister in old blankets and told us stories to distract us from shivering. My father was an alcoholic. When he was sober, which wasn't often, he could be gentle, even funny. But when he drank, rage turned him into a stranger. The sound of a bottle cap twisting open still echoes in my nightmares. Glass shattering, furniture crashing, my mother's muffled sobs. I grew up in fear, always bracing for the next explosion. My mother, God bless her soul, worked herself into exhaustion. 2, sometimes 3 jobs. Her hands were raw, cracked, but she still came home late at night to kiss us on the forehead. I remember her whisper, "I'm doing this for you. You'll be better than us. You'll escape." But I didn't believe her. Even as a child, I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I carried emptiness inside me that nothing could fill. School was hell. Kids laughed at my torn sneakers and secondhand clothes. At lunch, while they bought hot meals, I pulled out a crushed peanut butter sandwich wrapped in wax paper. They called me trailer trash. They weren't wrong. I fought back, literally. Fists became my language. Detention, suspensions. My reputation grew worse. By 16, I barely went to class. That's when I discovered alcohol, then weed, then pills. They silenced the storm inside me. For a few hours, I didn't feel shame. I didn't feel pain. I ran with a crowd just like me. Angry, lost, broken. We stole from stores, from people. At first, it was for fun. Later, it was for survival. Every theft, every lie, every fight made me feel powerful. But in reality, I was digging my own grave. My mother begged me to stop. Tears streaming down her face, she grabbed my arm one night and whispered, "James, please, this isn't you." But I pulled away. I thought I was unstoppable. I thought I didn't need her. By 23, I was living in a basement that reeked of mold and rot. Rats scurried across the floor at night. My veins burned with poison. My body was a skeleton draped in skin. I looked in a broken mirror and saw nothing human left. My friends? Dead. Overdoses, car crashes, jail. My sister cut me off completely. My mother, the woman who had once shielded me from the cold, locked her door against me. I had stolen too much, lied too often. One night, I stole a phone from a stranger. I was caught. They beat me so badly I bled into the pavement. People walked past. Nobody cared. Days later, I tried to hang myself. I tied a rope, climbed on a chair, whispered, "It's over." But the rope snapped. I crashed to the floor, sobbing, choking, broken. I screamed at the darkness. "Why am I still here? Why?" And then I heard it. A voice. A soft voice that cut through the void. "James," my mother whispered, standing in that filthy basement doorway, her eyes wet but steady. "I still believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself." Those words didn't just touch me, they pierced me, and they saved me. I went to rehab, not because I wanted to, but because it was either that or die. Rehab was agony. My body convulsed with withdrawal, sweat, shaking, vomiting. Nights where I begged for it to end, where I screamed into my pillow until my throat was raw. But I kept hearing my mother's voice. I still believe in you. A psychologist at the center told me once, James, your life is just beginning, but you must decide. Will you be a victim of it or the victor over it? I chose to fight. When I left rehab, I had nothing. No money, no friends, no skills. Just clean blood and a fragile hope. I got a job as a store loader, hauling heavy boxes, my back screaming, hands bleeding. But every dollar was clean. Every dollar was mine. At night, I went to the library. I stumbled upon a programming book. I didn't understand half the words, but I kept reading. Then I found free online courses. Nights bled into mornings as I taught myself. 2 years later, I landed a job at a small startup. They didn't trust me. Ex-junkie won't last a month, they whispered. But I worked harder than anyone. 16-hour days, no excuses. I became their best developer. After 5 years, I tried my own business. Failed. Tried again. Failed. But I refused to stay down. On the third attempt, it worked. Today, I own an IT company with more than 120 employees. We build software for corporations I once thought untouchable. But what matters most to me isn't the money. It's the people I hire. Former addicts, ex-convicts, the homeless. The world gave up on them, but I won't. Because I know what it's like when no one believes in you. I have a wife who stood by me when I was nothing. A son who looks at me like I'm a hero. And my mother. She now lives in a beautiful house by the ocean. Sometimes I sit with her on the porch as the waves crash below. I take her hand and say, Mom, you saved me. She smiles, shakes her head and replies, No, James, you saved yourself. I only reminded you who you are. I don't tell my story for pity. I don't tell it for applause. I tell it for the one person out there who feels hopeless. For the one staring into the void, believing there's no way out. Listen to me. Hitting rock bottom is not the end. Rock bottom is the beginning. Down there, you have two choices. Stay and die, or push off and rise. I chose to rise, and now, I fly.
James, thank you. Thank you for your honesty, for your courage, and for reminding us that even the deepest wounds can heal, and even the darkest nights eventually turn into dawn. Your story isn't just about personal victory, it's about hope. It's about the fact that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you always have a choice to stay down or to rise. To everyone watching or listening right now, remember James Walker's words. Rock bottom is not the end. Rock bottom is the beginning. If James could rise from nothing, so can you. Thank you for being with us today, and see you in the next story.